How's it going, ladies and gentlemen? Today we have a fantastic show as always, and we have lots of content to dive right into. As you guys can tell by the title down below here, our main topic is going to be about our glorious leader, Vladimir Putin, has banned Justin Trudeau along with, I believe, 313 other members of the Canadian government from going to Russia. Banned from the country. Kind of like Jagmeet Singh is banned from India, right? He's not my president, okay? He's not a president. The globalist puppet Zelensky was a guest of honor in the House of Commons today, and he delivered a speech talking about how, what if there was a war in Canada? You know, feel for us. Try and spend a day in our shoes, that kind of talk. So that's going to be our main story for tonight's show. We're going to talk about neo-Nazis for a second. Get sending in your super chats. Power chat now. Power chat only, okay? Via the power chat link in my description down below is titled Revealed. Trudeau and Freeland held a meeting with infamous Ukrainian neo-Nazi. Spooky. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau and Deputy Prime Minister Chrystia Freeland met with co-founder of Ukraine's far-right fascist party, according to True North Center. True North Center. According to True North Center, Trudeau and Freeland met with Andre Perubi, which, by the way, I will preface this as saying I don't know who Andre Perubi is. I don't really know who he is. So I will say that right off the bat. He served as the equivalent of the legislative speaker of Ukrainian parliament from 2016 to 2019. Perubi's track record of flirting and outright embracing far-right Nazism spans back to the early 90s when he co-founded the Nazi-styled National Party of Ukraine. I could be wrong, but for some reason I don't really think that it was a Nazi party. Political scientists and observers have criticized the party that includes, quote, openly racist rhetoric that is, quote, explicitly ethnocentric that spouts anti-Semitic idea. The party was renamed to the Svoboda Party in 2004 in an attempt to distance itself from Nazi imagery, though the party is still considered to be far-right and ultra-nationalist. Perubi's history of far-right neo-Nazism includes the founding of the Patriot of Ukraine group, which was described by The Nation as having formed the core of Azov, Ukraine's officially sanctioned neo-Nazi battalion. The Azov Special Operations Detachment, also known as the Azov Detachment, Azov Regiment, Azov Battalion, or simply Azov, is a right-wing extremist, formerly paramilitary unit of the National Guard of Ukraine. True North reports that there exist photos of Perubi marching in a Nazi-styled uniform as a young man, and one such photo was even featured on the front cover of a book alleged to be about white nationalism in Eastern Europe. Now, I will say, I looked up that picture. I'm not an expert on this guy or anything. Looked up this picture, and he's wearing a tucked-in, white-collared shirt with black pants and a tie. There's no armband, there's nothing like that. It's literally the picture that they're talking about here. The white dress shirt with some black slacks, a belt, and a tie. Is that supposed to be a neo-Nazi uniform? Is that supposed to be a neo-Nazi uniform now? It continues. There's even more. The Jerusalem Post also reported in 2016 that Perubi made anti-Semitic comments wherein he accused Jews of shipping convicts to Ukraine to destroy the genetic memory of the Holodomor. That seems actually quite normal of a belief, right? What do you think Jewish people would do if a bunch of people were going to Israel and replacing the population of Israel? Would they not say, well, the Holocaust happened, so we need this land all to ourselves? It's literally like the exact same thing. If you replace Ukraine's people, then yeah, Ukrainian people won't care about the Holodomor anymore. They won't care about their Holocaust anymore, okay? The Holocaust? The Holocaust? What Holocaust? You know, what Holocaust are they talking about here? I mean, I've heard of the Holodomor before, but what is the Holocaust? Does anybody know what the Holocaust is? Yeah, you know, Justin Trudeau, he's the real neo-Nazi here. Justin Trudeau, he's a far-right fascist neo-Nazi. He wears the armband. He's authoritarian. And he's gonna be marching in the streets in Hugo Boss uniforms. And really coolly designed Hugo Boss uniforms. This is supposed to be some kind of big epic own. Neocons are trying to be, oh, see, Justin Trudeau is the real fascist. He's not a libertarian. He doesn't care about liberalism, classical liberalism, that is. Justin Trudeau, he's authoritarian, so that means that he's a neo-Nazi, guys. Did you guys know that? He met with some infamous neo-Nazi. He's an ultra-nationalist. Oh, that's the scariest thing ever. Being an ultra-nationalist, being a nationalist. Yeah, the last time that I checked, nationalism isn't really that bad. Yeah, ultra-nationalism isn't that bad either. Ultra-national, that's just a cooler version of nationalism, dude. You can be a nationalist, but why not be an ultra-nationalist, you know? I have an ultra love of my nation. I have an ultra love. I have a mega love of my nation. I'm an ultra mega super nationalist. That make me a neo-Nazi? It's supposed to be some kind of big O. It's this kind of thinking that sets the right wing back in Canada. The worst thing to be is right wing. You can't go too far right wing. No, we gotta keep it under wraps. You can't go too far right wing. That's what's killing us right now. It's stuck in like a 2015 Jordan Peterson University lecture. That's what the Canadian conservative right wing is right now. It feels like we're all sitting there and Jordan Peterson's at the front of the classroom going, okay guys, and just so you know, remember to wash your balls. Dear Polyev, did you get my economic report on the gold standard? Like, that's what it feels like. And then Dave Rubin's gonna come in and he's gonna go, hey guys. hey guys, I'm a gay conservative. Isn't that cool? We need to move past 2015. We need to continue our trajectory. We've been on hold for 7 years at this point. We need to continue our trajectory towards the right, get more serious, become more nationalist, get better at rallies, get better at running political parties, get better with our rhetoric. We have to start to allow ourselves to think outside the box, to be free to be true right-wingers. Because when you look at the left wing, do you think that Justin Trudeau, Jagmeet Singh are excluding what would be considered the fringe extremist left wing that Jordan Peterson or Dave Rubin or Viva Frei would call? No, they are not. They are not excluding that. And that's for a good reason. Because we are getting polarized. We are being polarized by this globalist overruling right now. Globalist overlords want us to be polarized. And they want to win that fight when the polarization comes to an indisputable head. We have to be ready for that political fight. If we are not ready for that political fight where it's the left wing versus the right wing, nobody's in the center, go. If we are not ready for that, we are going to be demolished. To try and fight an authoritarian left wing with a ultra-liberal right wing, quote unquote, you're going to lose every single time. What do you think gets things done politically? Do you think it's politely having a discussion and politely asking somebody to do something? You think that it's, you know, Pierre Poilievre going up to some Marxist college kid and being like, hey, have a discussion with me. I'm gonna own you epic style on finances and why free markets are the best. Do you think that is a effective political strategy?
Nope.
Or do you think when Antifa and the left and all these MPs within the Liberal Party and the Bloc de Québécois and the NDP march down the street breaking shit? I disavow breaking shit, but that's just part of their tactics. Do you think that that's a little bit more effective? The latter is much more effective. Getting into the streets, them occupying space, and them quite effectively using authoritative means to squash their competition, right? The only way to beat a left-wing authoritarian government is a right-wing authoritarian government. You have to out-authority them. You're not going to win by sitting there and going, peace and love, guys. Like what, Trudeau's gonna roll tanks down your street and you're gonna have Tiananmen Square moment. What's that gonna do for us? Nothing. Did that affect China in any way? No. China's the strongest it's ever been, right? Did that dude that got squashed by the tank, did that affect China's rise to prominence? No. Sure, he has a picture that globalist-ruled democracies, free and fair democracies all around the world tout out once a year or so,